Hi everyone, I'm Alicia and today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my bookshelves, my own personal library. I recently took inventory and I am pleased to say that I have a total of 492 physical books and about 100 books on my Kindle. And that's not even including the bin of books I have to donate, which has at least 20 books in it. And another small announcement, I'm very excited to say that I have been granted librarian status on Goodreads, which means that I can add and edit book data for any book in their database. It's a lot of power, but it's also a lot of responsibility. So without further ado, let's go check out my library. Okay, so up here I keep my classics. A lot of these are books I've had to read for school. I've probably read at least half of them. I left a few at school, such as The Odyssey. Also on the same shelf, I have my pop-up books, with the exception of Alice in Wonderland, which is on another shelf, and you'll see why at the very end. Now we enter the general fiction section. I have it somewhat arranged by age genre, middle grade, young adult, adult. Within that, I have it grouped by author and then series. It's not alphabetical or anything. A lot of my series are incomplete, and I haven't finished a lot of them either. I've only read approximately 220 out of my 495 physical books. Yeah, I know I said 492 earlier, but I realized I'd forgotten 3 books. Whoops. Okay, so these are mostly middle grade, but at the end here on both of these shelves I've put some adult books. It would be a lot of work trying to get all my adult books in one place. They're so scattered. Let's see, we have 11 Thumps, May Bird, The Spiderwick Chronicles, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Down here we have His Dark Materials, Inkheart. I used to have the first book, but I got rid of it so I could get it in hardcover and complete the matchy-matchy look. And then we have Fablehaven and The Immortals. And now we're kind of heading into young adult a little bit, but there's still a few middle grade mixed in. So there's Twilight, and Harry Potter, Uglies. Alright, and then this shelf. Okay, I love this shelf. It's probably one of my favorite shelves. The idea for this shelf started when I won a huge giveaway from some publisher. It was a while ago, so I don't remember which one. And it was for 6 new hardcover books, all in the same size. And I won a few more shortly after, a few more giveaways, and the books I received were also hardcovers in the same size, and I started a stack of them. They all looked so beautiful together, all uniform with their bright colors, and that's when I fell in love with YA hardcovers of this size. They just look so good together. Like, look at that. So pretty. Look at those bright colors. So when I had them all stacked up, I thought, you know, why don't I just put them on their own shelf and display them all together? And when I looked through my shelves, I found a few books that I already owned that fit the criteria, such as the Hunger Games series, the Anna and the French Kiss series, and, you know, The Fault in Our Stars. Books like that. And of course the Blue Bloods series, even though those are broken up by their short little half books, like 4.5, 5.5, yeah. Alright, yeah, and that annoys me a little bit, but here they all are, so I'll be trying to add to this as much as I can, get more books in this size. I really love hardcover, it's so great. And I also keep my bookmarks on the shelf, even though I don't really use them that much. I like dog-earing pages, and if they're library books, I just use a little library card that comes in them. Alright, so down here we have, surprise, more adult and historical books. And then we're back in young adult. We're back in young adult. And I have some book swag here as well. I have this little stack of stuff. Alright, now since I ran out of space on my actual shelves, I had to start using these cuppies down here. I believe these are mostly middle grade books, at least on this side. So we have the Warriors series, Septimus Heap series, The Mysterious Benedict Society. Those are fantastic books. by the way. And now we're back in adult again for no discernible reason. And I also decided to put all my really long books here as well, the ones over 1,000 pages. So that's Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, and Atlas Shrugged, which I actually have not read. I read up to like 20 pages before deciding I really didn't want to read it, but that was a few years ago. So I keep telling myself I'm going to give it another shot, and I may not, we will see. And now we're back in young adult. And I tried to put all my paperbacks of a similar size here in this section. Okay, now this up here is a very special book, and that's why it's got its own display stand. This here is the Codex Seraphinianus, and it's one of the most cryptic books out there. That's because it was written in a language that no one's been able to decipher, and the pictures don't make any sense either. They're very pretty, but they seem to be illustrating things that no one can understand. This book is a complete mystery. It's also very expensive as well. This is the most recent edition, 2013, I believe. And I got it at A Books for just under $100. $96.64 to be exact. And that was the cheapest I could find it at the time. Of course, now you can find it for a little cheaper, as low as $70, I think, if you go to the right place. But if you want it, be prepared to shell out quite a bit of money for a book you can't actually read. But it's very fun to look at the pictures. And I'm 100% certain that I saw a bit of French in there at some point. So let's see if we can open it up and look at it. Alright, so I'm just going to flip through it real quick. See what we can see. Like, it's so fun, and the illustrations are so cool. But, like, seriously, what is that? What is any of that? Looks like a pool of some kind. Strange rituals and creatures. I don't even... Oh, that's from the cover. Yeah, I don't even know what... Like... I wish someone could decipher this. Oh, that looks really cool. It's like a... I don't know. Could be like its own language. It's really cool. Like, I would think it would be like a kind of reference documenting some like culture and all the plants and animals and people in it, like that. But, I mean, it's obviously a culture that doesn't exist. Oh man, but it's so cool. Like, this is one of those books that you just want to just flip through and look at the pictures because they're so pretty. Yep. Alright. That is the Codex. It's so beautiful. Alright, moving on. Here's a small pile of some of the textbooks I have to take to school this semester. I got maybe half my textbooks on Kindle, which is fantastic, but these were actually cheaper in paperback, so I just went with that. And the bottom one I'm renting. It's so expensive. Alright, and here's the bin of books that I'm probably going to donate to the library. It was hard finding ones to get rid of, but if I'm being honest with myself, I'm not going to read any of these. And some of them are arcs that I've already read and reviewed and just don't have room for on my shelves anymore. Alright, so down here I've got more middle grade and young adult. This huge middle grade series right here is the Redwall series. As a single series, it is the longest one that I have parts of. I have 17 books out of the 22 that there are, and I've only read one though. As for several series of books in the same universe, that award would have to go to the Warriors series and spin-offs. Those number at least 27 books by now. I think each individual series is about 6 books, and I only have 9 from that series. Alright, and at the end here, we have kids' books. I have so few of these. Alright, moving on. Up here is my ARC shelf, which used to be probably the length of this entire shelf a couple years ago until I weeded them out. And right here is a library book that I need to read and return that I've been putting off for a very long time. And moving on. And these are ARCs that I have won and still want to review at some point. Even if I don't have to. Okay. And here is reference books. Dictionaries, books on word origins. I have some foreign books in here, some French books, a Portuguese book, and the Chicago Manual of Style, 16th edition, also kind of goes up there, but it doesn't fit. That's basically my editing dictionary. Alright, so up here we have poems and collections of works. Got some Shel Silverstein up there. He's so great. Alright, and here we have random nonfiction. And then we have really old books over there at the end, including several first editions like Dr. Dolittle, Ginger Pye, and 3 Sir Arthur Conan Doyle books. And does that sound familiar? Because one of those books is a Sherlock Holmes book, first edition. Oh yes. Okay. Up here I've got my box sets. Let's see. Percy Jackson, The Chronicles of Narnia, Series of Unfortunate Events, and the Cirque du Freak series here is not a box set, but I just decided to put it up there because it's really long. And I haven't finished the last 2 series. I've only read 3 of the Unfortunate Events, and I've read about 8 out of the Cirque du Freak series, but that was so long ago that I'm going to have to reread all of them if I want to finish the last 4 and like know what's going on. Alright, so then on the last shelf up here, we have mythology and fairy tale books. And ignore that bell hanging in the way, that's from a little birdhouse I have up there for decoration. Alright, so I included some fictional reference books in here as well, such as the Spiderwick Chronicles Field Guide and a book on gnomes, you can see at the end there. They're here just for the fun of it. There's a lot of fun stuff on this shelf. And then, last but certainly not least, my Alice in Wonderland collection. This is probably my other favorite shelf because Alice in Wonderland is my favorite duology of all time, and I'm set on collecting as many editions of it as I can. I'm up to 12 now. The only one not pictured here is my Dover thrift editions of both books. As you can see, this is where the last pop-up book is. I have a thing where every time I see a new edition in a shop somewhere, I have to buy it. So some of these are from New Orleans, several are from England, and some are from Barnes & Noble. Usually I buy things online to get the cheapest price, but for these I make exceptions. Alright, and I believe that is all of my shelves. Alright, and here is what my bookshelves look like as a whole. They cover almost an entire wall of my bedroom. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed your tour of my personal library today. Don't forget to check out my blog for all kinds of bookish goodness, from reviews to tips and tutorials and just fun stuff I find around the internet. Alright, this has been Alicia from Awesome Book Assessment, signing off. Have a nice day. Hi everyone. Hi everyone, I'm Alicia, and today I'm going to be giving you a tour of my book... Why is this so difficult? And here's my little kitty all curled up on my bed. He's so cute. His name is Charlie. Kitty.